Yo, oh man, this is crazy. Yo, listen, we got this party started way before 10 o'clock. But yo, this is an Uninvited podcast where we talk about things that will get you uninvited to your next dinner party. All right. So listen, if you haven't subscribed already, go over there to the Uninvited YouTube and please subscribe with us, man. We got I got this one, I got this. All right, cool. We got Ricky, Ansy, and my man Dwayne been pacing back and forth, yo. He mad as hell with
He's
this
not
whole
gonna take it anymore,
listen, with this whole Biden win, man. But listen, let's do this. Who voted for Trump? Perfect. Dwayne, the floor is yours, man.
Okay.
Let it off.
Here's the thing. It's not so much that black folks voted for Biden. Black folks voted for Biden. They don't know why they voted for Biden. You ask anybody. Like I'm on Facebook talking about politics. I've been doing it for years. And when Biden came up, or when any Democratic president comes up, he's like, well, why are you voting for this guy? Well, because we don't want the other guy in. You can't tell me logically why you wanted Biden in. You just know you didn't like Trump. But let's just take this for a minute. Biden, you're saying, well, we don't like Trump because he's a racist. He didn't denounce white supremacy. While you have Biden taking pictures with white supremacists. You have Biden going.
Oh no, you can't say that without pulling the clip. Where's the clip for that?
Can I pull the clip?
Where's the clip for that? Like, no, bro, you're back here pacing back and forth. I thought you were ready.
No.
I thought you came. with pictures.
We gotta have receipts today.
No, yeah, we gotta pull all the receipts. If you're gonna make these claims, pull the receipts.
Okay.
Go to my Facebook page. That's all I've been doing.
No, but go ahead.
Finish. So let me finish. So basically, you never asked Biden that question, knowing his history, and I think black people vote like they date. Black folks vote like they date. Like, you ever find somebody that's dating somebody that's very abusive, but they always make excuses for them? Mm-hmm. He's like, Biden said that 40 years ago, people can change. And I'm like, well, you ready to cancel people for stuff that they said 30 years ago, but this guy gets a pass. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, it just keeps going, and it's not even that. It's just you don't know why. Like if somebody comes up to me and says I'm voting for Biden, we're like, why? Because I want abortion to be legal. I want it to be extended. I want all this other stuff. I want I like children being able to change their gender at the age of 8. That's something I'm for. If they say that, I totally get the logic. I can understand why you did it. Mm-hmm. If you're telling me, it's always symbolism. It's always symbolism and representation. I want somebody that looks like me in the seat, regardless of what they do, because that's the same thing with Obama. Oh, he's the first black president. Okay, well, what did he do?
But I'm saying that's the same thing with Trump, though.
What?
I mean, if you're gonna make that claim, that's every president, bro.
No.
Every president, like everybody wants a president that looks like them.
No, no, because I voted for Trump and he doesn't look like me.
He don't look like me.
All right, so then why did you vote for Trump?
I voted for Trump for a couple of different reasons. One, I do have a certain worldview that aligns with Bible. I know that Biden goes against that. As much as he might say that he's a Catholic, there are certain things that are.
So point out one world view, because if you say you believe for Trump, so that means that.
No, I don't believe. Okay, and also,
you voted for him because he have Christian values.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, so
because you're about to make the thing that because Ansy and I go back and forth.
Well, let's go. What are you saying? What are you saying?
He's saying, well, you're going for Trump because there's something about Trump that you like. I don't like anything about Trump.
Okay.
The issue is, what is Trump running on? What's the platform that he's running on? As far as men go, as far as people that I would like to sit down with and be cool with, I probably want to just chill. Out of the two, Biden, always. I would want him as my neighbor. He seems like a really genuine, really nice person. Just what he believes and what he stands for is something that I can't attest to. So when it comes to Trump, I didn't care about Trump. What is he running for? That's the first thing. What is he running on? Does it align with what I, my way of life or my personal morals? Biden did not. But what people can't understand, they're so locked into race that they'll be like, you're voting for Biden. I mean, you're voting for Trump because you're a white supremacist. I'm like, how? No. And let me clear something up as well. Although I'm a conservative, I disagree with conservatives when they call themselves patriots. I'm not that totally. But there are certain belief systems that I have that coincide with what I'm doing. So when it comes to abortion, I'm totally against it.
Okay, why?
What do you mean why?
That's a heavy topic. If you're gonna go there with abortion now, like, why are you against abortion?
Okay, well, firstly,
as a male,
firstly, biblically, I don't do it. Secondly, biblically, of course, we'll go with that. But I'm going to go with the civic one, since the biblical one is just a wash. But civically, what did black people do when George Floyd was murdered, or when it comes to the criminal justice system?
Thank you.
They'll immediately default and say, "Oh, they can't do this to us because we're only 13% of the population," as if you're 13% of the population only because of the police or only because of global warming. You're not. Statistically, every four out of 10 black babies are aborted. 4 out of 10. So, one, there's that. Secondly, as a collective, I'm not saying that there are black people that don't love their kids or take care of their kids or things of that nature. Because I'm taking care of my children. You're taking care of your children.
Sure.
We all are at this table. So I'm saying as a collective. I'm saying more, a lot collectively. There is a hatred for children. Everything can happen. I remember one person told me worse than AI.
So let me ask you this, because when you say hatred for children, that can be real inflammatory, right?
Of course.
So you think somebody gets an abortion because of hatred for children? That's what it comes off as.
No, I'm saying that people get abortions because at the point of conception, there are people that want their freedom rather than having to give that up for a child. There are also people that make horrible choices in mates, because we believe we've so separated sex from marriage and responsibility that when the responsibility comes up, we freak out because we don't know what to do. I'm like, well, you had sex raw. What the fuck were you expecting? A big screen TV? What the hell you thought was going to happen? So I'm saying there are certain things that happen that go along with the reason that I'm with my wife, or the reason that we have these children, is she knew that when she got pregnant, I was solid. I was there. I married her already. You like, I wasn't going anywhere, because there's a sense of responsibility that a lot of people don't have.
I hear you.
So yeah.
But here we go again from this last podcast, right? You're talking as a singular man. You're not talking about the whole pie, right? Like here's the thing, right? I hear you, and it seems logical from Dwayne's point of view. What about the world point of view? Like, you have to be able to dissect things from the world point of view outside of your own emotions and opinions.
No.
Therefore, it allows you to make an accurate assessment, because you're expressing like an empathy towards something that you really don't know about. For example, like, you're not a female, so there's no way. Like, first, like, all right, here's my one point on this. I got no dog in the fight when it comes to abortion. You know why? Because I don't have the power to give people choice, nor do I have the power to take choice away from people. Right? Meaning, I'm not God. If God don't take choice away from you, you can't decide that you want to take choice away from me.
No,
it's not.
You see
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's essentially what the law is saying. It's saying, like, it's illegal.
Well, no.
Right? So you're taking away the choice from. Okay, what happens to the rape victim that says, no, I don't want this baby?
Okay. There's a lot to unpack there.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm not saying there's a lot to unpack.
Worldview.
There's a lot
not
for me
just Dwayne's view.
There's a lot for me to answer. What I'm saying is, I'm saying that when you're taking the world's point of view, not just mine, when you're taking the world's point of view, there's a lot of things that they'll do that blows up in their faces, and they wonder why. I'm saying black people are saying, oh, we're only 13.7% of the population. Well, why the hell you think that happened? If as a lifestyle, all we're doing is pumping and dumping and having all of these kids and stuff like that, and we're not actually raising and rearing them, that has a cumulative effect. So we're thinking everything is a personal choice. Everything that we do is a personal choice. But I'm saying your personal choices have a bearing on people as a collective. So we're 13.7. If we're only 13.7% of the population, how much you think our vote is going to matter if we continue on this path? The Latino vote is actually, truth be told, has a lot more power than ours right now. Why? Because they have the numbers. Everything was Latino this year. When it came to immigration, when it came to states that they were looking at, Florida was like, well, how are the Cubans going to go? How are the Puerto Ricans going to go? Why? Because they have more people than you. So if you're going to sit down here and wondering and saying, well, what, and this is funny, when Biden gets in, he's like, well, now that Biden is in, we can ask him, we can see what he's going to do for us in his first 100 days. I'm like, stupid. He already got what he wanted. And that's the same thing that's been happening for the last 60 years. Malcolm X wasn't a prophet at all. He was talking about his time. And he said himself that liberal whites or Democrats, they will get into office, they will take care of all of their personal interests and everybody that gave them money, and then maybe at the end, they'll bring up you. That was 60 years ago. That is the same thing that happened with Barack Obama. It's the same thing that happened with Bill Clinton. And what makes it even worse, everybody is talking about criminal justice and criminal reform and criminal all that other stuff. And Biden was the one that wrote the bill. And on top of that, Trump, with the First Step Act, he's like, well, yeah, Trump passed the First Step Act, but Obama was the one that had it on his desk. I was like, well, he didn't pass it, so it has nothing to do with me. So Trump is so racist, or assuming it's a presumption. Like, you presume Trump is racist to the point where you'll take things that have nothing to do with racism that he says and make it racist. Like, hey, Trump, what did you have for breakfast? Pancakes. So those are some racist ass pancakes.
Let's get this straight. So you believe Trump is not a racist?
I don't believe that Trump. I believe. Well, okay. Here's the thing. With white folks, unless they told, if you're old and white,
it's just yes or no.
No, it isn't yes or no.
It is yes or no. It is yes or no.
Yes or no.
It's racism. Racism is not just. It's not just.
Yes or no.
It's not black and white.
Do I believe
it's not
black and white?
No, meaning. Like I'm saying, it is black and white.
No,
yeah. Thank
what
you.
I'm saying, it's nuanced. I say it's nuanced because these are the same people that will be on here and be like, well, is Trump racist? It's yes or no. And I'll say, well, what about Biden? He's like, not really.
No, I'm not. I'm prepared to answer for Biden too. But I'm just saying.
I don't believe Trump is the hooded racist and all of that stuff. But let's just say,
qualifying.
Let's just say,
racist or
let's
not?
just say,
do you believe? I asked you a question. Do you believe if he's racist or not?
He might be a little racist, but
just like you said in his speech.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Like, you sound like him, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the least racist.
No.
You really sound like him.
I'm the least racist person.
You sound like him. You sound. That's the exact thing he said.
No,
I'm the least racist in this room.
And the way that you're sounding right now is the reason that I'm saying what I'm saying. Folks wasn't thinking. It's always checkers with them. It's never chess. It's always checkers. It's always like they always want to jump on some shit. They want to be like, hold on. He always it's like, they always want to jump on some shit. Oh, Trump had pancakes. Those were racist pancakes. They were probably Aunt Jemima pancakes because they were slaves. I'm like, my dude, you're not even looking at what the real problem was. Mm-hmm. It's like you make, like, when it came to Trump, your expectations were up here, all the way up here. He has to do everything always perfect. When it came to 8 years of Obama, he was like, well, we got a black president. That's all that matters. We got somebody that looks like me. And am I wrong? We were around for that.
Not me.
No, I'm not saying that.
Well, it's the four of us. It's the four of us.
I'm going to jump in real quick. I'm going to jump in. First of all, peace be with all of us. Because that's what, Christ wants for all of us.
Peace left the building before the
That's what we want for America. Right?
Yeah, of course.
Right? Of course. Okay. That's what we want for the world, right? And we serve the King of Peace, right? Prince of Peace. That's what it says, right?
Yes.
All right, okay, so let's start there. Second thing is, somebody's taking this thing personally, yo. Mm-hmm. You okay, Dwayne?
No, go ahead.
Am I taking it personally?
Sounds like
Are
it.
you sure you?
Go ahead. We have
Are
some.
You sure?
We have some comments.
Sounds like it.
Yo, no, Ansy, make your point because I'm looking at the chat. Go ahead.
All right,
make your point.
Here's the deal. I heard everything you said, and you have some validity. Some folks vote without knowing all the facts,
all the issues,
and that's why it's super important that any party that puts up a candidate understands the man they put up, because this will keep happening The electorate is not as informed as it should be. We know that. So when you have a candidate, their presentation, their speech, their words, their character will matter. The legislation, the policy does matter more, but that will always be secondary because people see a man before they see a policy.
And I think that's y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what the issue is, because people were so into, whether or not their president has swag, or whether or not
and that's stupid.
No,
that's what
you're saying.
But
I'm saying
dumb.
saying,
but that's what it is.
No, I know, but you're saying that's what they're into. Let them be into it.
No. I'm not saying. I'm saying you got to be wise enough to know they're into that.
No. You're saying what I'm telling you that you're saying. You're saying, well, they're into that, so we have to give it a pass. I'm saying no. I'm saying it's stupid. Don't do that, because you're not paying attention to what you should be paying attention.
So you're telling me this is the thing that ticks me off.
Okay.
This is what really makes me so angry. Our country, our Republican Party, our conservative party, which most of us here will align with because of our Christian values, they could not find a better candidate?
He's the one. No, they had like 8 candidates that time. He's the one that won.
And why did Donald Trump end up being the one?
Because people like what he said, I guess.
Okay. So we got to figure out what the heck's going on then, right? Like he says.
Okay.
We got to figure out what's going on.
Okay, well, no, people liked him. And as a matter of fact...
But people don't like him that much anymore.
No, that's not true, because almost 50% of the people voted for him.
Yeah, about 70 million voted for him.
70 million people.
And 76 did not.
Okay. Yeah,
so it's still competition.
Exactly, it is. No matter how you shake it out, it's a popularity. It literally is a popularity competition.
Okay,
yeah.
And the minute you try to act like it's not, you end up being angry and pacing around. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I'm done.
Hold on. Did he just come for me?
Check this out. Yeah, he did come for you. But,
okay, hold on.
You
sure you want
Commercial break.
Okay.
Abortion is not about taking away a woman's choice. It's about what's right in God's eyes, and whether the state. On the chat.
Hey, we know Pastor Ray knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I know Pastor Ray knows what he's talking about. But here's what I think about that too. When I say, like, I don't have a dog in the fight, right? Because yes, we know ideally that this is what God says about, or the Bible says about abortion, right?
In my house.
Right? This is what we say, right? But again, there's so many variables and so many factors. But then he also gives you choice, right? So God says this about the Bible, but then you also do like I think that like we find a way to take
negate
this
the choice.
To negate the choice and take this abortion thing and compartmentalize it as if like
instead of the person's choice.
Well,
and they're dealing with that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because it's complicated. It's not just because God said it and the circumstances for them is not like exactly ideal to bring forth a child under these circumstances, right? I'm not saying like I know. Again, I'm gonna say it again. I have no dog in this fight. But when it comes to this, when it comes to this issue, because
no, you do.
No, I don't. I don't. I don't think I do.
Yes, you do. You absolutely.
Okay, how do I do it?
This is
how do I have a dog in this fight? If I'm telling you I don't have a dog in this fight,
it affects you.
How?
That's why it affects you.
I would if you stop saying how.
Family.
Would you like me to answer?
Okay, how? Answer.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is my answer. You have a dog in the fight because when it comes to people bringing forth offspring, when it comes to this world continuing as it is, men, not saying you, but men in general like to abdicate that responsibility only to the women. I have no say in this because it's a woman's body, and I'm saying no. If we don't have any kids or we don't have something to bring this thing forward, and we want to be Peter Pan for the rest of our life, not you. I'm just saying we want to be Peter Pan with absolutely no responsibilities, and we can leave it to the woman. The sin of Adam. It was the woman that did this, so right. It's her responsibility. It's not her responsibility. These are families that we should be raising up, and we don't even see that when we don't do that, we lose power. It's like we lack power right now. I just told you that the Latino vote is bigger than the black vote, but it's the black people asking for stuff.
So you're saying, I heard you say that. That's the second time you said that. So you're saying because that happened, right? That's why our families suffer. That's why we don't have our population is not up because we're aborting children every day. Is that what you're saying?
It's part of the issue.
It's a big part of the issue.
It's a big part of the
It's a
issue.
huge part of the issue. Because like I remember in the last podcast that you were on actually, when we brought up the murder rate by police officers, you said, I said, as far as the numbers go, white people actually get killed by the cops more than black people. But then your retort was that we are only 13.7% of the population, so you can't look at it the same. I was like, well, then why are we 13.7% of the population? Do we not have sex as much as other people? Of course we do. But I think we abort a little bit more.
So prison is not a factor in this. Like you're mentioning abortion. I'm saying, is that the only reason? Because there's a lot of black men in prison too. There's a lot of babies in prison too.
There are a lot of
right? Meaning like young boys, I mean.
There are black.
So that's not a factor either?
There are black men in prison.
Yes.
My thing is,
so you don't think that's planned?
What do you go to prison for? Nobody planned. Okay, if you murder somebody, where are you going?
Wait. Let me jump in here. I lived in a state where there are plenty of towns that's only income.
That's true, Marissa. That is absolutely true.
I lived in a place where plenty of towns where their only income was the prison industrial complex. There is a plan. There is literally a plan to get a population that looks very much like the guys at this table into prison for as long as possible. Because without that, those cities and those towns that in those small towns don't have an income. There are contracts with those prisons that need to have those prisons at 85% capacity year round, regardless of what crime is happening or in that town or not.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing: there has to be a crime.
There has to be. I was about to say that.
In order
Dwayne,
for them to go to jail. So
Don't tell them.
Now, once you get into jail, and I know this from personal experience, not me, but once you get into jail, they will trump up charges and have you in jail for stuff that you
as long as
like they'll add stuff. Like I know I have a very close family member that he went into jail for one thing, and now they got him in jail for some other stuff.
Yes,
so
I've heard
that happens. I absolutely, and that's part of the prison industrial complex. But there must be an entrance in order for that to happen. Now, that's where community comes in, because there's a lot of people that are believing, and there's a popular thought, and I'm saying even elder statesmen are saying this. He's like, well, if you black and you in the community, there's either basketball or drugs. Like you can't do anything else but that. They'll have you believe that. And I'm saying these are people that are left leaning saying, that he didn't have a choice. He had to go rob that store. I know there was a choice.
There's always a choice.
He chose wrong.
I'm glad you mentioned choice because it's
Are you going to bring this back to abortion?
It's convenient how you can mention it for this stuff, but you're not mentioning it for a woman choosing to not have a child.
Let me ask you a question. Do I have a choice?
I think the issue here is that it came up actually the second week that Trump was president, because I don't know if you got to recall, but there was actually
That's enough for that, man.
There was actually a march on Washington, so to speak. A lot of women marched up to the White House and said, "Oh, how could you put this guy in?" And so on, because he was notorious for not treating women correctly. You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the same time, though, this was interesting. At the same time, the vice president was attending another rally, which is held by women. And he was talking and giving figures, and one of those he gave was actually how the majority of people killed through abortion were women. So if you care about women's rights, you'd have to at least investigate this matter of the murder of all these women every year. While I'm on this, just as far as abortion is concerned, now, of course, I am so happy that I am not God.
No, that's a fact.
All right. I'm very happy about that because, holding my hand back from a lot of these issues is very difficult, but he gave us free will. We believe that, right? He gave us free will to make choices and stuff. But I think when it comes to abortion, the main issue I have with this is we usually use things like rape or women who otherwise would not be fit mothers. They're too young, something of the sort, right? Usually that's what comes up. It's not a loving family a couple
Destitute, homeless.
right?
Yeah.
Something of the sort. It's an unfortunate incident, and it needs to be solved. You understand?
The easiest solution.
We need to solve it, and I just find it insulting that I'm told that at this age, in this time, with the technology we have, we've not been able to come up with a more sophisticated answer
Than killing the baby.
For a woman who may otherwise want to keep that child. You understand what I'm saying? Now, of course, there are women who wouldn't want to keep the child. They just, I don't want this.
So I want to answer something real quick.
Go ahead.
And I agree with you 100%.
That is my main issue with this.
One of the things that I learned and that I had to understand, and it took me a while, even the word, God's word says, I have put before you death and life. Choose life. So when I tell people I'm pro-choice, choose life. You're going to have the choice. It doesn't matter if you make the law today. We say the law says abortion is illegal. Abortions will still happen.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Will they be state sanctioned? No. Is that a good thing? I think it might be a good thing. It might curb some unnecessary, the lazy people or the people who didn't take responsibility.
Exactly.
However, there's still going to be a group of people that will do the heinous stuff or go out of the country or find somebody in a basement. Can we stop that? We will never be able to stop that. Now, does that mean we sanction abortion and we just go along with it? I don't think so either. But the argument about us having to change the laws or that we're able to sanction it or we're able to somehow legislate it, it's not going to happen. It's like saying drunkards mess up the streets.
Well,
so we're outlawing alcohol. It's the same equivalent. Now, it's the same equivalent.
So Matt made this. Let me jump on this one. Matt said, so God is both pro-choice.
God, especially in the Old Testament, you do have instances when he's made war on people where he says
all of them,
decimated everybody, men, women, children, whatever,
everybody,
even the beast.
When it comes to God does what he wants. When it comes to what God says men should do, men, he says, thou shalt not murder, and it's up to me to do that. Now, God can put out a hit on people, be like, hey man, go, that's what he did with Israel. Go take everybody out. But when it comes to us right now, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way.
No.
So I'm going to answer one of the things that Matt said, is God pro-life or pro-choice? Obviously, God is both. The reason I say that is because the first thing God did is give man a choice. Because without choice, we can't serve God. Without choice, we can't do the right thing or the wrong thing. So you got to have choice. That's why you have, but we know the answer to the choice. The choice, the answer for the choice is there, but the choice is still there. I mean, I don't want to make it super complicated, but that's how life is.
But also, it's not a benign choice. Like
the choice has consequences.
If you read in Deuteronomy 28, he's like, well, if you choose this way,
you're gonna die.
Good stuff is gonna happen. If you choose the other way, I'm gonna hurt you.
But there's gonna be the choice. The first thing. I mean, it's not in a vacuum. When you have to choose this, you have to choose.
I think one of the things, as you're making these, you're a citizen of the world. Let me stop there. You're a citizen of the world, and we have the choice to vote. We voted, right? Hopefully, everybody voted.
Yeah.
That's a choice. So that's the beginning of a process that's citizenry in America. That's you saying, I believe in a particular thing, I believe in a particular way, and that's my first right. So we have to, I think the issue is that we do participate whether we want to or not. If we're saying you cannot legislate, abortion or no abortion or whatever, not really, because I think at the end of the day, we have to make a decision whether, if you just say, well, you can't legislate it and you just stand by the wayside and let people make whatever choice they want to make, then in essence, you're actually sort of an enabler.
Okay.
I think
No,
that's
no,
a
no.
stretch.
To an extent. To an extent.
Because
You have to be, because otherwise you're not engaged. Either you're engaged or you're not.
But how much of that engagement allows for me to go into somebody's house and decide what they do?
No, I get what you're saying, but you know what? I'm on the point you made before, which is if you make it easy.
Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating for. I'm not saying let's go ahead and open up abortion clinics on every
I get
corner.
you, but are we
I'm not
saying right
that.
now it's too easy? You get what I'm saying?
Is it really too easy right now?
Yes.
I think it is too easy.
Listen, man. Listen.
It's too easy.
Oftentimes, women are disgusted by men talking about this subject
Very much so.
because they're like, y'all have no idea. This is why I mean, like, you don't have a dog in the fight. What? Because all you're doing is poking. They have to deal with the aftermath. No, facts.
No.
It's facts. No.
No, there's something wrong with
You have
something
no.
wrong with you.
No.
What you
No.
said just
Here's
now.
what I mean. Here's what I mean.
Something wrong.
I know
Because
what you're
Here's
saying.
what I mean. You can be here. We can be talking about it and being all dogmatic about it, right?
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, you're not a woman, or are
The
you?
fact of
Here's
the
what's
matter
wrong.
is
Okay, no, go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
you had to have man and woman
Yeah.
to end up in that situation.
It does not matter because you just
absolutely
mentioned.
does matter. Because-
Marissa just made a good point.
Yeah, she
Marissa talked about absentee fathers, right?
Right.
So it's not. I'm not talking about the person that decides to leave, right? Or a woman of the responsibility of taking care of a child, right? As a matter of fact, I am making that point in terms of that because again, the woman has to face those consequences. If a dude decides he doesn't want to be a father, she got to face it.
No, I'm saying that's the issue.
If a
proving my
dude
point
decides,
right
no, what I'm saying is this. Yes, we're talking about it, and yes, we have an idea of what we would like to see happen. Like, for example, you mentioned, like, do we have a more sophisticated answer? Then I would say, what is your answer? And then you mentioned, oh yeah, you know what? They should do this. They should do this. They should set the laws. Then what laws should they put?
What are you talking about?
Are you a woman? Like, meaning, like, okay, you're making this thing, and I'm looking at you, and you're a dude. You got a penis, right?
Yes.
Like, what?
No.
Like, what?
I think
Credibility?
this
Like, no, I'm asking you. If
Ask
you
me.
say,
Go
I'm
ask
asking you one question.
No,
One
no,
question for you.
no. Space.
Let me
Over
answer
here.
my
If you,
question.
Hold up.
if
Ask me,
you
ask
say
me.
no, your question. I asked my question.
Yeah.
I said, if you said what sophisticated answers or more sophisticated answers that you would need,
Right.
other than the regular abortion girl that got
Give it
raped
away.
and they got give it away,
Right.
What would that be? And for you, what would be the policy that you put in place?
Are you ready? You want to go first?
Okay, I'll
All
just.
right, go ahead.
Mine is very short. What I was saying is that we need to open up that discussion to the people who know more than me. You get what I'm saying? I'm saying
Okay.
it's not something that is being thought of as unfinished.
Okay, so then who are the people you deem to know more than you in this subject?
Healthcare experts, social workers, anybody who's actually
that field.
in that field. I'm not saying the everyday person walking on the road, just
So
people who
you don't think a woman should partake in that?
I'm about to listen. Forgive me.
If you say
forgive me.
healthcare workers, right?
No, forgive me, but I'm gonna say this: a lot of women who are in the situation really feel like they would love to have help. You get what I'm saying? Figuring out what to do. That's all I'm gonna say. And
Okay.
those people that they would want the help from are not there.
Okay.
I think we're taking the conversation too far.
That's all.
And he has
I'm
an
gonna
answer.
say
Let
mine's
him
gonna be
answer.
real quick. I think one thing is we can make it much easier. The state shouldn't be sanctioning it. If we start there, the state putting funds into making abortion legal for everybody, that's problematic. I get that. Now, for us to change the laws, for us to make it illegal in the land, I think that ultimately might be good. However, I'm still under the belief that it's still going to be a choice no matter what the law.
Okay. So listen. The women are going nuts in this chat, right?
We shouldn't have done
so
this.
I told you I don't got a dog in this fight. Y'all trying to go. Y'all trying to go down this path.
you do.
I don't. No, I don't.
No, that's bullshit. You do.
Listen.
All right.
You do.
Stop. I rely on the women
You
to
can't
lead.
be an absentee man in
no,
this.
I'm not an absentee man. Don't say that.
No, but what?
I'm
hold
not.
up.
I'm
But-
fully present.
No, but the thing is,
listen.
hold up, time out. Hold up.
Listen to what I'm saying. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
You're not listening to what the women are saying. The women are saying that men are absent. You're not going to solve that by being absent.
I'm not talking about absent.
You're saying.
That's not.
No, you're saying.
There are two different issues here.
No,
I'm not
say-
talking about
okay.
absentee men.
Okay.
No,
I didn't
None of
answer
us
my-
here are that.
I'm talking about a woman
Uh-huh.
that has her body and decides what she wants to do with her body.
I'm not worried about
Okay, so
That's all.
so
I'm also a woman who believes that men need to take a stance on this because they are involved in making the child. Ricky is completely right.
Absolutely.
That's what. Okay, fine. Ricky is completely right. Right.
Yeah.
A man should be involved in taking this. Right.
Absolutely.
Who are we talking about here?
What do you mean?
What are the demographics are we talking about?
Everybody.
Huh?
everyone who's in that
See,
situation.
guys, here we go again.
What?
We are tunnel visioning this issue. You're talking about from your perspective.
No.
Ansy just made a point. Regardless of what goes on, regardless of what you say, people are going to do what they do. Yes, men. Yes, men needs to be proactive.
Definitely.
So don't
Yes.
don't come to me preaching that because you already know how I get down.
Yeah, but that's not.
So not.
But that's not what
yes,
we're
man.
You're not.
So
you're not
what I'm
solving anything.
So
You're
what
not
I'm saying is
anything.
what I'm saying
You're
is
like saying a whole bunch of stuff, not saying anything.
no. But what I'm saying is you ain't got no dog in this fight.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
You got a
may not,
family.
but I do.
Yes, I do.
You may not,
Yo.
but I do.
Yes.
Did you abort a child?
Huh?
Did you abort a
Of
child?
course not. And that's why I can say something.
Okay, let me give it to you simply.
I skied it out for
Somebody
all here.
Someone that never been through something got a whole lot to say.
Hold on. Wait. Never been through something.
You never been through that. You never been through that.
That's because
Hold
they're all
on.
here.
Hold on.
My dude,
Hold
they're
on.
here. All of them. All five. All of them
on.
are here.
You're not getting the point, bro.
I am getting the point.
you're
not getting my
You're
point.
not getting the point.
You're not
What's
getting
the point? What's the
The
point?
point is that you don't get a dog in the fight when the situation arises. You understand what I'm saying? The reason I have a dog in the fight, even though I've never been in that situation, is because I have a daughter. So if she faces that and she doesn't know what her dad.
Guys.
No, listen.
Guys,
No,
okay.
listen.
He's got a daughter too.
I'm gonna let you listen. I'm gonna let you listen.
No.
I'm gonna let you
He
listen.
may not be looking at it that way.
Nobody at
He
this
may not be
table.
looking at it that way.
If you're gonna tell me behind closed doors that
Right.
you had a situation where you had to make a hard decision,
No.
I'll be apt to listen. Other than that, everybody here got a child, so stop it.
No.
Everybody here got a family. Everybody here got a family.
But not everybody.
No.
has-
I'm not making it general now. I'm making it personal. No, everybody here got a family.
No, but here's
But not everybody here.
But you ain't got nothing to say to me though. If you haven't been through that,
Right.
You ain't got nothing to say to me on this issue.
No,
Okay, so
I don't have nothing to say to me on this issue. That's why I say I don't got a dog in this fight.
but that's
because
all
I
right.
don't
Fine.
know how you feel. I don't know the
But it's not
situation.
based on feelings.
Okay, wait, hold up.
It's not based
Bro,
on
I
feelings.
don't know the
We're
circumstances.
getting very emotional here. Let me kind
No,
of
we're not. It's not fine.
let me kind of make something clear from what I'm hearing Patrick saying.
Okay.
That moment where that woman finds out she's pregnant and she's in her bedroom, the high school kid, college kid, the 35-year-old man who's only been concerned about her career, and now she realized, hey, this is gonna change my life. I'm not ready for this. I don't have the money. I don't have the support. I don't have that.
Right.
I think what Patrick is saying that we will never face that moment.
Understood.
We'll never have to. But I think what he's also saying is that because we don't face that moment, we don't get to decide if abortion is going to.
Listen, if a woman, thank you for saying that. That's clear, right? Let me say
That's
this
clear.
way. If a woman
what you're
came in
saying.
here, that's what I've been saying. If a woman came in here and said to me, yo, this has been my dilemma. This is what I've been going through. I'm going to sit up here, I'm going to listen, right? Ariane just said, stop shying away. I'm not shying away from the conversation because I have a child. I'm always pro-child. Always.
Amen. We all are.
Without a doubt. I'm always pro-child. So I'm not shying away from nothing.
But we try to look
what
at it
I'm
from a
saying
different
is
point of
this.
view.
What I'm saying is this, y'all. When I say I don't have a dog in this fight, it's because if I sit next to a crackhead trying to give a crackhead advice and I've never been a crackhead, you're a fool. You don't know how that is. It's good for me to say, oh yeah, the Bible says this, the Bible says this, the Bible says this, the Bible says that. Dwayne, let me tell you something right now, bro. When somebody's going through something, nobody cares what the Bible you're talking about says.
When you're done, I want a minute.
I'm saying,
When you're done, I want 2 minutes.
go.
You ready?
The floor is yours.
Okay. Here's the problem. If you're a man and you're saying you don't have a dog in this fight, you're now leaving a whole bunch of women by themselves to make that that choice on their own that they're not supposed to make because they're not the only ones that conceive the child.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
I'm not done.
Thank you for saying that. That would
I'm
imply
not done.
I have 10 wives. Thank
I'm
you.
not done. I'm not done.
Maybe that's something to entertain.
I'm saying that if there is a child in play, we don't just make the decision when the child is now conceived. That was a decision that should have been made before. Pro-choice is put the pussy down. Don't touch it. Get away from it, and if you want to have something with him, then marry him so that your responsibility is tied to that woman now, so that when you have children, it's no longer, oh shit, what happened? It's a surprise. It's not a surprise. You weren't going to get a big screen TV out of it. What we have to do as men is now take responsibility for the things that we've done. Now, as a man, I've gotten my wife pregnant myself 4 times. I could have, any point in that 4 times, if I was a piece of shit, left my wife with those children. But I'm not a piece of shit.
We'd kill you.
I'm not. So what I'm gonna do is say, hey, because I'm married to this woman, those children that she's bearing are mine, there's a certain responsibility that I have to that woman. We don't say that. What we say is, oh, that woman is now pregnant, I don't have a dog in the fight, it's her body. That's us abdicating our responsibility. So if I did this, I now have a responsibility to see those children to grow up. I not only have them grow up, but now they also have to be taught by me. I also have to like them. I also have to, provide for them. That's part of it, and that's what we're missing. So we do have a dog in this fight. Yeah, we just choose not to.
Okay, so you guys are not obviously talking to anybody in this room.
No, that's not.
You're talking about in general, men in general.
About the issue.
Yeah,
right.
Well,
we're talking about the issue.
The no dog in the fight. I was talking to you directly.
Well, yeah.
Well, me saying no dog in the fight is me making it personal. That's what you didn't get. I took it from a personal point of view to a world. I took it from a worldview point of view to a world point of view to a personal point of view. I'm saying personally, I have a family. Yeah. I was raised a certain way. Yeah. I'm always pro-life, right? There's been situations, I'm sure guys been in situations where they're like, oops, I might have a baby. I've never been that dude.
Right. No, I'm not saying
to say get rid of the baby, regardless of what happened. Okay. So
you do this.
When I say
what you gonna do?
I don't have a dog in the fight, I got experience to back that I can share with you.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So when I have a family, that's why I say I don't have a dog in this fight. But I'm not the dude that you're talking about.
No.
Now if you want to talk about worldview, then I'm okay. Let's talk about worldview and give me numbers and give me facts and give me all that stuff. Now we can have a conversation.
I think for us, for the purposes of this table here, it's very easy. The conversation and the education and the change that we want to see will happen in our families. My son is not gonna knock some girl up and walk away. He's gonna take care of his responsibility. Correct. Your kids will never have to face that question about, oh my God, what do we do now? Because we're gonna raise them in a certain way. God willing, what we teach them, they will follow. And guess what? We won't have to answer that question, and hopefully the next generation will follow suit. That's really it. Anything outside of that, we blowing into it.
I think that was the point that I was trying to make, is that even if you may not be in this situation, you still have influence over others.
But
I think that was the whole point.
Okay, now we're getting to the stepwise approach. Right. So now I can
cooler heads prevail.
So if you say I have influence over a young gentleman that can potentially not make the decision, then yes, that's what we're talking about.
And outside of that, we always gonna have the vein fighting. We're gonna have people on top of the hill, one putting this sign up, one putting this sign up. The way we really stop abortion is to make sure that our generation does exactly what we did.
There you go.
None of us here had abortion. That's part of it. None of us here decided to walk away from our
and outside your family too.
So that's what it is. And the people that we deal with, like Dwayne, you, the folks that are our friends, we have a certain standard that we have to have in our lives. That's what we were really talking about. Because if we think we're writing on paper and we're going to stamp it with some big stamp that says US and then the abortion is going to be over, that's dumb. That's very stupid. That will never happen. However, having that conversation, making sure that if your daughter goes on that first date or your son is this, you see your son, all of a sudden the phone calls start coming, can I talk to little Junior? Make sure you explain to them how this is supposed to work and how it doesn't work. If you do that, then these conversations about abortion will be moot, because in our circle, our generation will be right. Now, can we guarantee that for the rest of the world? No. And when we start trying to do that, that's when we get ridiculous. And I think that's kind of where we are.
Matt is
It's Matt, yeah.
That's Matt? Yeah. Okay. With the laws passed, especially in New York law. Okay, well, Roe versus Wade, that wasn't an executive. I mean, that wasn't a legislative thing. That was more judicial than anything else. And I think that's the issue with that particular law or non-law. But he asked if a mother is at risk and needs to abort, will you abort? I've had a mother at risk before. A lot of times when doctors say that somebody is at risk, they may not necessarily be at risk as much as you might think. Like the thing with hospitals and me having like 4 kids and going through the hospital system with it, they'll always come to you with like the worst case scenario when it comes to that, and it may not be that bad. Now, saying all that to be said, I know that there are certain people when it comes to being at risk, they actually are. That would be up to them. I would always choose life for both people. If one of them, if that isn't feasible, then you have to make a decision at that point. But it had all, I would say, in my particular. So then,
will you abort?
When it comes to my wife, I would have to see if all things are, if it's really what they say it is, because there have been times when they told me my wife was at risk, and it wasn't even like that. They told her that she couldn't do a certain thing and she did. I'm not going to go into the story of what it is, but we have all of our children today. So,
well, thank God. But it just goes to show too. So it's not so black and white then.
It's not.
So that's
No,
guys.
I think it starts at the home. It starts with your children. It starts with, and I think we really to do this justice, we need to have one podcast that is dedicated to this with some women here.
Yeah, that's my point.
I think
so. In this, I'm glad you said that, because I feel in this topic, not that men should not have a say. I feel that there needs to be more women expressing
why and how come.
Why, how come, the emotions, the psychological things that happens to them in dealing with this, to give an understanding
of how women get to that point.
Of why women would get to that point, right? Yes, a man needs to be here. Yes, a man needs to be supportive in doing that, right? But oftentimes when these acts happen, we take away that it takes 2 to make that happen. You're saying the man needs to be, but you slept with him too, though.
Well, yeah.
No. Wait.
No,
what I'm saying is for women. Like, okay. You can't take yourself out of the equation. Like, you knew what's up. You have women intuition, like they tell me. Right? So you can't take yourself out of the responsibility that you slept with him too. So what are you talking about? Like, and then now you want him to be around, right? So it's a 50-50 thing. It's a 50-50 thing that happens, and both parties need to take responsibility, but you can't just leave it, if the man was just around, this would be better. What if you didn't sleep with him, it would be better? No, I'm wrong?
Choices,
it takes 2, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
I think we're good. We good?
I'm just saying.
I think we're good.
Somebody mentioned Trump. You don't want to go down there. You don't want to go down that at all. Ansy's like, okay, detour. All right, we'll detour. But there was a great point about Trump, that somebody supported Trump because of his economic and I believe economic
foreign policies.
And foreign policies.
There
but
you go.
You know what's funny, man? What was his economic and foreign policies? I don't know.
Winning. We are winning.
Okay,
foreign policies.
As far as foreign
which
policy,
one?
America first, America only.
That's not a policy.
Okay, well, I would have to say that I was particularly impressed with the fact that these guys was not afraid to go sit down with anybody.
So I really don't know what his policies were. Seriously.
Come on, some of the meetings he had with some of these leaders that we found to be like boogeymen or something, like,
So he's
King
specifically,
he's gonna
specifically talking about Kim Jong-un.
Yes.
So let me explain.
Ariane, you're invited.
And this is where not everything that glitters is gold. Okay?
Understood. Go ahead.
So one of the things that happened.
Hey, just give me one of the things that happened. Ariane, you're more than invited. Marissa, you're invited. Let's get this popping. You guys need to be on the show, and we need. Oh, you gotta show up.
No, but to be honest,
no, we need y'all on this podcast because seriously,
we were talking about it before it started.
I want to hear y'all point of view.
Tell them we were actually discussing that.
We're discussing that. All right, cool. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're talking about Kim Jong-il, talking about Vladimir Putin. The reason why, under normal circumstances, our presidents meeting them would be a good thing is because they're adults, right?
Oh, sorry.
But Donald Trump, did you know what North Korea did? They tailored a bunch of letters to him to stroke his ego, to make him feel all the things he likes to feel, to feed into that narcissism. And guess what? He literally says, "We fell in love." Him and Kim Jong-il. When you're that narcissistic and that simplistic, you are very easily manipulated. So when you have our president knowing the world sees Kim Jong-il and has sanctioned him, North Korea is isolated. Why? Because we understand them to be a hostile country. There are weapons of mass destruction being developed there. There's nuclear weapons, and he goes there, he sits with the guy, and then he falls in love because he got some beautiful letters. What does that tell you? That's just maybe I'm too critical.
So no. What was okay? Let's start
he
here.
sits down with people.
Yes.
Shachio said China. He also acted as a mediator in the Middle East.
Yeah.
What was that about?
A peace deal. Yeah.
What was that about?
Between the Arab Emirates and Israel. He's one of if not the first, but one of the first, or he was able to do it. And there's also hasn't been a war in his presidency, which is the first time in a long time.
Listen,
Significant.
I'm not saying Trump didn't do some great things at all.
You're actually better than a lot of people.
I'm not saying that he didn't do it at all.
You're better than a lot of
because because it wouldn't be smart. Like he did some really, really cool
And
things.
it's not honest.
Really cool things.
He had done some amazing things.
And he also did some crazy things as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think even for me, right? In seeing Trump, it's not so much that he's such this bad guy. No. I'm not looking at it from this point of view. What I'm seeing is okay, here you have a dude that, hey, I'll probably hang out with him, right? Just because I'm intrigued, right? Okay. By his personality, right? And it'll be fun for me, right? Nothing more than that. But at the same time, you have a whole bunch of radicals, right? That hang on to your every single word, right? Yeah. And what I was looking at it from is what that does to the masses from one man's speech. And that's why I was like, yo, that's kind of dangerous, man. Yes, you're doing some good things, but what you're also doing is you're inciting these dudes that's been waiting for you to just say one thing. Just like you said that people are waiting to jump on Trump, people are waiting to jump on his every word too. Mm-hmm. Anything he say, they're looking to hang a nigga.
Yeah,
they're looking to bring that back.
It's not just their side either. It's not just their side.
What do you mean? Yeah, of course it's not, because black people love him too.
No, I'm saying I don't know if you remember, but remember when Trump was first elected and then there was chaos in the streets for the first week? Yeah. Those weren't white folks. Those were they were white folks, but they were the liberal white folks. So they're on both sides. We, as a matter of fact, when they boarded up New York. They boarded up New York because they were afraid what was going to happen. Right. And it wasn't what was going to happen if Biden was elected. What would have happened if Trump was reelected? There would have been, you saw what happened. There would have been chaos. And that wasn't the problem.
No, what happened wasn't because he was reelected. It was because of the George Floyd murder.
I'm saying,
what are you talking about?
Right before the election.
Oh, right before it. Okay.
Right before the election. Okay. And I'm saying, it's not so much because everybody's like Proud Boys, and I'm like, well, Antifa's pretty bad too. They was breaking up shit, and as far as I know, they aren't Trump supporters. So I'm saying you have idiots on both sides, and it'd be dishonest to say, oh, it's one side, not the other. Mm-hmm. I'm not worried about the Proud Boys because they don't have a lot of Proud Boys in New York, but I am worried about somebody that's going to try to hit me with a brick. Yeah. And there were some people even at my workplace that got really just irrational. He was there was this one guy that said, "Oh, my brother had a MAGA hat in his back seat and I kicked his window." I'm like, "What are you doing?" Okay. What are you doing? It's stupid. It's dumb.
Well, yeah, I think that's stupid. I think that's just I think
the stupidity is a lot deeper than that. Yeah. I think we have all been duped. I think we as a country, we as a citizenry have all been duped. There is no person that is 100% Democrat or 100% Republican.
In their values.
Yes. Yeah. There is no person, at least sane person, that literally wants every woman to get an abortion. There is no person that believes we should finance everything for everybody and nobody has to work. There's no. So what happens is, because we are so indoctrinated with this left versus right all the time, especially in the last couple of years, we forget that's not the truth. That's not the truth about who we are. That's not the truth about America. It's not a left versus right place. But because that system is so easily manipulated, it's so easy to make a hat that's red, so easy to make a hat that's blue, and have people fighting against each other like it's a sports team. That's what brought us to this point, and we keep feeding into it. And I'm off of that. I'm not doing that left versus right stuff no more, because all it does is create chaos for no reason. And at the end of the day, we're all Americans,
and the issues don't get solved.
And I'm not trying to quote Biden or Obama saying, "Oh, okay, well," no. What I'm saying is, when I go out in the street and the street lamp is not working, that's not a Republican or Democrat issue.
It's a community issue.
Yeah, when the school sucks because we can't get good teachers or there's no books in there, that's not a left or right issue. It's not.
You know, I think we lost the art of being able to disagree and be all right with it. The last few years, like, there have been disagreements that have broken up families. Nothing, you know, this election being one of them. So it's like, I think we lost that. Like, years ago, you were able to sit down. It's like, I don't agree with this. You don't agree with this, and then you're able to walk away and have a beer. But it hasn't happened in this. It's not happening now. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is.
I blame the media.
Yeah,
I blame the media.
I agree.
But
because they're very, very sure of everything.
But I'm gonna jump in too.
But who watches the media?
It's not just the
Most
media.
Americans.
It's not just the media though.
Oh,
and
no.
this is oh boy.
boy.
No, you know I'm gonna bring that up.
This is one of the problems I have. This is one of the problems I have with Donald Trump. He knew that. He knew the electorate is incredibly easily manipulated. He knew wearing that red hat was going to get him votes. He knew saying that the Mexicans are bad was going to get a certain population or bloc to vote for him.
Right.
He knew saying I'm the law and order president. He knows what that means. He knows the history behind that. So what does that mean? When somebody hears that over and over again, what are you supposed to believe when you hear that? He knows what those things mean. Donald Trump is not a fool. Although he plays one well, he's not.
No, I don't think he is.
No, but I think he's going to win because the African angels are coming. The African angels are coming.
I don't think the African angels. Don't shortchange the South American ones too. She was calling them too.
Oh yeah, get the South American.
Yo, I don't know. Listen,
somebody needs to sample that. I want that.
They did. It's already.
No, yeah.
Yo, and she was on rhythm too. She's like ropo, rapa, rip, napa, nip, nap. I felt a bounce.
I hear the sound of rain. Strike and 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 strike.
So I was like, yo, how you calling on African angels, son?
But
to come to
we talked about this though. I think we talked about this. To me, and I
love it.
I'm not the racist conspiracy person, but that is so rooted in racist, and that is so rooted in the evil of America. God forbid. That is so rooted in our history of even the black angels do what you say.
Exactly.
That's what it is. Wow. Because you're a white woman. Because you're a white woman. Why you call the Russian angels? Why don't you call the Australian angels? The black angels are butlers to you now? Is that what it is? Hey, that got me hot, yo. Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
But
yo, it had a bounce.
More so, you know, I'm hot about this topic. AJ made was.
Wait a minute, Ansy. I agree. I see where you're going.
You want to slow down? We're gonna get to it later.
You said the people of God, right?
Well, the proclaimed people of God.
The white evangelicals. Okay, let me just put it out there.
The white evangelicals.
Let me just say that.
Oh, you can't just blame the white.
I'm not gonna say everybody. I'm gonna say some of the white evangelicals.
Oh,
Yep. Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it. Yeah.
There's a bunch of black folks.
She's a white evangelical.
There's a bunch
right
of black
there.
folks
Wait,
that
what?
are
Hold up.
supporting.
But didn't she get her star from TD Jakes?
Go.
Huh?
Well, let's go there too.
Oh,
She didn't get a star from TD Jakes. What do you mean
she did.
star from TD Jakes?
Yeah, TD Jakes was the one that was
Colonizer.
Was pushing her.
Well,
Yeah.
well, let's go there. Go, Ansy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, what made me mad, and I was very upset because I watched a bunch of preachers, and they all happen to be white evangelicals. Explain to me why Donald Trump was going to win, why God decided that he was going to win, why it was right for our country for him to win. And they excluded so many things about the man. And this is what I was saying earlier today to some friends of mine. You cannot have, okay, let me put it this way. An angel of darkness can be disguised as an angel of light. But an angel of light cannot be disguised as an angel of darkness. It doesn't work. And that's the problem I have with this whole evangelical thing. We know who the man is. We know the character. We know what he's done. We know what he says. We know who he is. We have history on it. We have the receipts. But he's our champion. So you're going to have a vile person, I don't care how you flip it, be your champion for your morality of God, for your morality and for the standards that you want. He's the champion to hold up the standards that your God wants in this country.
Well, I think the confusing part about this is, of course, whether you have him as a champion or not, he's actually forwarded the issues that you're interested in.
But
so
only
what
so
are you
far.
gonna, well,
And
as
it's
much
good-
as he's gotten.
Okay, but see, that's the thing. It's not sustainable. It's going to end up blowing up in your face. It's going to end up with the strike and strike and strike. That's where it ends up. That's where it ends
Well, yes,
up.
with Biden, it stops.
So God is not powerful enough.
Oh yeah, he is.
God has lost
He
his
is, but-
power.
He is, but we have a process where we can actually choose for ourselves, right? We can choose for ourselves, and he got it. We've already seen it.
So God's
In
choice
the
for us was Donald Trump.
No,
Yeah.
in the Bible, people ask God, "Hey, give me a king."
And what did he tell him?
I'm gonna give you one. This is gonna be
And
hard.
they're gonna take your daughters.
Yeah.
They're gonna
There you
take
go.
your money.
There
They're
you
gonna
go.
take your land.
Okay,
And
what
that's
king,
where we are.
what king we're talking about?
Saul,
Okay.
the first king.
Yeah, so
You gotta go to
Yeah, no, I know. I know
Okay.
about it. I know
For the
about it. I'm
people.
just asking.
For the people.
Yeah, because everybody says,
Okay.
"Give me a king." Nobody knows what king we're talking about here.
All right.
All right.
Got you.
Yeah, but the whole thing got messed up after that because then they had King David, who was way better, but who jacked up too. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's the whole.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Because that would bring up a point,
What point?
which is
So y'all
a man.
y'all
A man
really-
could be after God's heart, and he look like. I mean, if we look at King David on paper,
Yeah, but
right?
that was the time.
The things
no,
he's
no, no,
done.
no, no, no. But that was. But you also know a man by his fruit.
Understood. So, but
If-
that's
if-
what I'm saying.
If
What's
you
the
go,
fruit?
If you go bankrupt 6 times, you can't tell me you're a good businessman.
If you what?
If you go bankrupt 6 times, you can.
If it's strategic.
So let me ask you this:
If it's
so,
strategic.
so you believe Paula White really believed that it was God? Those angels was really coming?
she did. She
yeah,
had to.
of course.
Paula White is not pretending. Paula White is
Yeah,
done. Her mind
really,
is gone.
she really believes that.
She really believes
No,
that?
no,
huh?
no, no, no. No, but I mean, again, back to your thing. Bankruptcy is not just you lost your money, therefore you're bankrupt. Bankruptcy is a legal action.
So he was manipulating the system 6 times to make more money.
Oh yeah, Trump never manipulates the system,
And that's what we want.
he doesn't know how to play the game.
And that's who we want in charge.
He should have called
Somebody
the
who knows the game and plays the game and
Ansy,
wins the game.
Why didn't
we're
Trump
not
call
electing-
the
we're not electing a
Listen,
pastor.
guys.
No, we don't
guys,
want that guy.
Guys,
We
what
don't
I'm
want
saying
that
is,
guy.
why didn't Paula call those African angels in when he was getting elected?
Yeah, why didn't
Because she
You know
didn't
what
have
I'm
a
saying?
job yet.
watch this.
She got the job after he was elected.
Come on. Okay, so then let's keep it all the way funky.
She's trying to protect her money.
Go ahead.
Where was the call for the African angels or the South American angels when George Floyd's neck was being stepped on?
That's what I'm
What was
saying.
the call for the
Where-
African angels when Freddie Gray was getting killed? What were
Yeah.
the call for the African angels when the Armory was running through Atlanta? What were the call for the African angels when Trump was grabbing ladies by
They're pussy. Say it.
What was the call for the African
You're
angels?
afraid
then?
to say it,
See,
huh?
that's the stuff that makes me so mad.
No.
We cannot
Why are you
trade.
afraid to say that? Why are you afraid to say that? That's what exactly what he said. He said, "Grab them by the pussy." Hey, it's no
So
offense
do
to
we
anybody.
have evidence
but
that
that's
he's
what
done
he
it,
said.
though? Do we have evidence that he's done it?
Do you
though?
know
But
right now?
listen, who?
He said
listen,
do it, but he didn't say he did it.
These old white men talk a lot of trash. You know-
Exactly.
You know,
we know.
Like
that's what I'm
everybody
saying.
talks trash.
We're here. We're men. We know. Come on now.
They talk trash.
Since elementary school.
That's
I did this. I did that. I did whatever.
Yeah. Like
I didn't do nothing.
To be honest, it's highly offensive.
It is.
But people talk all of that all the time. So it's not,
exactly.
It's
It
no,
is.
But
it's no
exercise
surprise.
that. Let's give it a watch.
Locker room talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Locker
But no,
room
but
talk.
I mean,
It's
no,
not
no,
right.
no,
Because
but
no woman has ever been subject to that, right?
I don't think that's physically possible.
people on both sides were on Epstein's plane, not just like
Wait,
everybody.
time out. Let's keep it. Let's keep
I
it
don't think
focused.
that's physically
We
possible.
still talking about Trump, the champion of the white evangelicals. That's what we're talking about.
The champion?
Donald Trump, the champion.
no.
Strike and strike and strike and
yeah,
strike.
but here's-
That's who we're talking about right now.
Nah, but here's
so
the
we
issue.
cannot
There's
find.
we talk about Nebuchadnezzar.
There's an issue with that.
So we cannot
we
find.
talk about Nebuchadnezzar.
The issue with that is you're saying it because we think Trump is such a great guy.
Nobody
Nobody
said that.
said Trump was a great
Nobody
guy.
You
said
want me
that.
to pull up the tape about Kenneth
Yo,
Copeland talking about
Matt
the
said
character?
they-
Are you hold up? Time out.
Matt, the Kenneth
Are
Copeland.
you going to bring up Kenneth Copeland
Yes.
to me?
Yes.
You
want me to pull up the tape?
You don't already know how I feel about Kenneth Copeland. You better
No,
bring somebody.
actually, I don't. How do you feel about Kenneth Copeland? All right, stop right there. 'Cause Matt, sorry.
You don't need to say anymore.
Yeah, because I know he about to go off. Matt was like, they took our people, our land, and now our angels. Marissa's like, Trump grabbed me, really?
He grabbed you by the brain.
Oh,
Okay, he grabbed you by the brain. Okay,
No.
You cannot give him a pass for that.
Yeah, I was like, it's like
What
Trump.
do you mean a pass for what?
Trump is grabbing people
For
by the
locker room
pussy.
talk?
Biden
No,
is
no,
smelling
but see, no.
people's hair.
No, what
are we doing?
So
Hold on. What?
here's where my issue is.
All right, man.
So
A pass for what?
here's what my issue is. We as the believers, we as those who love God, because no matter how you feel about Trump or how you feel, the system is set up or the presentation is that these people who claim to love the same God and the same Jesus that we love, they all in on this Trump stuff. They're all in on it. They call them the African angels and stuff like that, and we still didn't answer the question. Where was the African angels when all this unrest was happening? She didn't even call the African angels to give peace to the land, but she called the African angels for this damn election.
Why are you calling? Why are you holding Why we care what
I don't
television?
know.
Because it's very simple. You guys are keep forgetting. This is where all the people, the Christians who voted for Donald Trump, this is where there's a big blind spot. The optics. Their optics. When the Word of God talks about Jesus Christ, that he was upstanding before God and man, you could see that he was upstanding. It was very plain to see that. He was upstanding before God and man. But when Donald Trump, for good or bad, and I'm not saying that you guys see it this way, but when you have these pillars of the white evangelical church that has TBN, that the Word Network, whatever, pushing this agenda, they are giving Donald Trump the whitewash.
Right.
But then he gets back on television and he says, I could shoot somebody in the face and still get elected. And he says those type of things, which then make people question, how is this person who who just told me yesterday that I need to give my life to Christ, supporting this?
And that's wrong.
Because Treese mentioned something about, I don't know about this person, about Pastor George Pearson. Anybody heard what happened with him or what he did?
I don't know.
I haven't heard about that either. But like we'll come back to it. If you give some more information on that, Treese, babes.
I think the the thing is that you don't get to walk on the street and choose who's going to be president. You get what I'm saying? That's kind of the issue here, really, is that we have choices brought before us, right? We have choices brought before us, and we must choose.
Well, we don't have to choose.
We don't have to choose. We could.
So not abstain.
We could not have a dog in the fight. I'm joking. We could be like, you know what, I don't like any of these and so on. But I feel like that's not, that's just not my character to do that, right? I told you guys before we started that, I had some issues with certain things in the country, so I joined the military, right? I had certain thoughts about the election process, so I became an election inspector. I like to find out for myself.
Right.
That's exactly.
There are certain things that I've gone into. That's how much I cared about it. And I will declare right now that what I saw in my district was not secure. I'm not saying anything else.
What do you mean secure?
As far as the election process,
You can't make that allegation.
No, listen.
Were they
This
cheating?
is my opinion.
That wasn't an allegation.
No, I didn't see any cheating.
That wasn't an allegation.
Let me put that out there. I did not see any cheating. Okay, but it was not secure.
What made it not secure?
Well, I know in certain areas there would be like a police escort with the results to the town hall and all that.
Yeah.
We had nothing like that. It was one person taking everything. No, seriously.
You had the getaway.
There's one person taking the secure, top secret, this classified information.
The actual ballots.
The actual ballots and the results and everything.
But let me ask you this, though. What makes you think security is because the police brought it over?
No. I'm saying no. There's going to be an attempt there. Is all I'm saying.
No. I'm just painting an image here.
The police could
here's what we do all the time, right?
Right.
A person of authority, we always deem them to be of the highest moral character, and it be them that be doing the most of the work. So what makes you think because it's a police escort, all of a sudden it's upstanding now?
I believe that because we're, again, it's going to come down to numbers, right? So, for example, in this thing, I don't know if you guys know about this. I'll give you a little insight. When you go vote, there's going to be at least 2 people at the table, doing the whole thing. That's a Democrat and a Republican.
Yeah, okay.
There's a reason why there's 2 people there and they're not friends generally, right? You know what I mean? They're on two different. So they're assuming, right? They're assuming here that they're not going to collude. Because one's a Democrat, registered, you have to be registered, and one's a Republican. So that's something that we as a country adhere to, we believe in, right? If you put at least 2 people, if you put 3 people, if you put 4, then the chances of something going wrong is going to be less. That's all I was pointing out. There's like one person being responsible for all of that. There's more of a chance that something may go wrong versus if you at least.
So basically,
right.
You're saying the process needs to be changed.
It needs to be more secure. I think so.
Yeah, so can we do some sort of electronic vote? Everybody register on their phone. They use their social security number because if you're a citizen, and you press the button and you vote for the.
Well, I think that would be counter. What?
Quickly, guys, on the chat, right? George Pearson is the son of Kenneth Copeland. Kenneth Copeland was doing some creepy stuff, y'all. But anyways, I digress.
Blowing.
No. Even more on what just happened.
Yeah,
that was some creepy stuff, like laughing, like ha 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 ha, like he's Dracula or something.
Okay.
But Annie made a good point. So that's what, babes, you're talking about. All right, cool. Annie made a good point about, let's watch this real quick. Just 3 seconds. Like 3.
Stupid.
You realize how much the black guy got mad camera time? I'll leave that alone.
You don't have to. It's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's weird.
No, he's a creep, man. He's a creep.
There was a time, man. This was the dude, yeah.
So he's laughing. Yeah.
I didn't know this because I've socially distanced myself from TVN.
Good job.
No. He's a
creep.
creep.
Any N.
He's a creep.
Channels.
But anyway,
any N channels.
So Annie was like, what was one thing she said? How can Paula? I think she can come back.
No.
Keep in mind there are undercover cops working the polls too. I volunteered, but before they won't say it. I see. Undercover cops. Annie mentioned that is Paula White able to come back from this and effectively lead? Since Christians are supposed to be Christians are supposed to be forgiven and non-judgmental.
I need to stay out of
Just
this.
asking.
no.
Oh,
I can answer that.
so can Paula White come back?
I can't.
That's a great question.
Don't
Can she come back?
Don't make me get involved in this. I need to
No,
see.
you're gonna get involved. You're gonna go first. You're gonna go next. You're gonna get involved.
Come back to where and come back to who?
Can she come back from
Come back to who?
her strike, and effectively lead? Look at Ansy's face. Talk, bro. Come on.
The thing is, do we believe God? God has taken people from a lot worse than that and restored them and even put them better.
Okay, how about if she
But
came and
for
said,
me-
how about if she came and said, I'm sorry.
Okay, so
Would you do it?
I think one of the things we have to do, which is
How about if she said that? You wouldn't forgive her?
often forgotten, is
Come
you
on.
need to see a difference in her, right? You need to see a difference.
How you gonna see
You know
it?
what?
You
Wait,
have to see a
guys.
a little-
I need to do this. This is
Right. Go
cathartic
ahead.
for me. I am
ahead.
so tired, and what I'm gonna say is gonna sound politically correct, and I'm probably wrong. I'm gonna preface this. I'm probably wrong. I'm so tired of black people having to forgive white people for all the same stuff. Every time white folks do something wrong,
That's
time,
racist.
I don't. Like I said, did I preface my statement?
Yes, you did.
Okay, I'll
Still
close it up.
racist.
We always have to find it in our hearts to forgive the white person who literally is abusing our angels, abusing our African angels. We always have to find it in our hearts for us to say, for us to forgive Donald Trump, who wanted those 5 guys to be dead, who were 100% innocent. But we always have to find it in our hearts to forgive America for having us enslaved. We always have to find it in our hearts. And I'm tired. I'm so
Ansy,
tired.
I agree. Enough of this
70
nonsense.
times.
The white woman goes into the
Enough of
guy's
this
house,
nonsense.
shoots him, and the black judge gives her the hug. What is this?
But you know what though? That's manipulation. That's how they use the word.
Tired.
That's how they use the word. They're like,
tired.
oh, we'll smack you up, but you gotta forgive.
Give
me
no,
your
gotta
other cheek
forgive
now.
me.
Give me your other cheek now.
they don't.
No.
America does not have room for black rage. They don't have room for.
we'll have to
There's
make room.
There's no room for black
I'm
rage.
tired. And this is why I'm on edge a lot of times when I'm watching these things, because they've exhausted our goodwill. Exhausted mine anyway. And
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for that anymore. I can't walk into a store and a white woman starts following me and says something crazy to me. She's gonna get the business, yo. I'm not gonna hit her. I'm not gonna do anything like that. But I'm gonna let her know I'm not the one.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's
I'm
I think
done.
it's that manipulation that again white evangelicals, white pastors been using. I'm not saying all of them. But what I'm saying is like it's that culture, man.
The
It's
thing's not even over yet.
The culture is I'm gonna slap you up and I'm gonna use that word to get you to forgive me. That's manipulation, man.
And maybe that's not
you
the
know,
question they're
I'm-
asking. But
You know, but can she come back? A lot of people are saying no, she's canceled in their book. Like in my book, there's I could like listen. I don't care enough about Paula White to forgive you because you haven't done anything to me personally. But I don't have to ever watch you.
I never watched Paula White.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
never-
Like I don't ever have to do anything like that. So like that question is just like, I don't care for it.
Yeah.
But
You know,
my
like,
problem,
I don't care
I'm
if-
still
to-
very angry with her because for so many people who don't know, they believe she represents the same God that I serve or the same God that you serve. And when she sits down with Kenneth Copeland talking to his buddy about how great she is and all the wonderful things she does, and she is the advisor, the spiritual advisor to the president. These are the things that people forget when they cast their ballots. These are the things that we're not looking at as an electorate. That stuff gives me pause. And like I said, I'm very conservative in almost all my values. But when I see that, I'm not giving you my vote. Why would I do that? Strike. That's the person. That's the
No, from that perspective, I can't give you my vote at all. Because here's the thing that I realize what happens with the black culture, man. People like to say like, yeah, I'm conservative, I'm this, I believe this, right? And a lot of the laws that we're talking about is things that we didn't write. We don't have one say in it. but yet we're the most argumentative people towards ourselves about matters that they don't really care about you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just getting up to speed to vote so that we can win something, right? Never mind a policy that you think affects you, but really they don't really care. Like you're the last person, because first of all, you wasn't there when they were writing that. You was not in conversation when they were writing the Constitution.
I mean, let me say this:
it wasn't free for all. It was free for all whites.
They're always talking about a seat at the table. I built this table,
right? Of course.
But now I have to ask you for a seat. That's
what I'm saying, and that's the thing. That's the thing. When I pulled back, and I'm like, regardless if I think Trump is not that, his policies are not that bad. In terms of me as an individual and going outside, and when that white man looks at me, he's not going to be like, "What policies do you believe in?" He's not going to go to that line with me. He's not going to give a damn. You're black. Period. But my thing is, no matter how much you feel like this dude has your best interest at heart, he doesn't.
No, but my question would be,
at the end of the day, like Jay-Z said, still a nigga.
Okay, but if that's the case,
that's how you look.
If that's the case, why are we looking for inclusion with people that don't like us?
I'm never for inclusion. I'm never for like, oh, please white people accept me.
Yeah, what I'm saying, I'm saying that there are a group of people or a group of black people. I'm not saying the people at this table, but I'm saying that there are a group of people vying for position in white spaces because I belong here, because I'm an American, because things of that nature. I'm saying that's absolutely false. The reason that I voted the way that I did was not because I believed that Trump was going to bed thinking of me. It's like, how am I going to help Dwayne out? No, I'm doing that because in between the two candidates, when it came to Biden and I'm taking Biden out of the equation. I'm talking about the Democratic Party as a platform. For the last 60 some odd years that black people have been voting Democratic, they've never gotten anything in return. And as a matter of fact, they've got more taken from them rather than giving. You know what, man? I'm happy you said. I'm gonna throw this to you, Ricky. Mm-hmm. There is never, like, I can honestly say this, man. I've not, Obama included. I have not had a president that whatever their policies were, as you saw, I just asked you what Trump's policy is, right? Because I'm that far removed. Meaning, like, I've never been directly affected because somebody was in the office and they made this change, and because they made this, I'm directly affected. The day that the day that my school loans get deleted, then I might feel it. Then I might be like, oh, maybe something's going on. You know what I'm saying? But really, I've never had a president in office in my lifetime that I can say, oh wow, because he was president, I got this. I felt this. I felt this change.
Right, except for Abraham Lincoln, right?
I wasn't alive.
No, actually, not even Abraham Lincoln. Okay, truth be told about Abraham Lincoln, the reason that he did the Emancipation Proclamation was not because he cared about black folks.
Oh, I knew that.
He was trying to keep the Union together.
Yo, guys, we are making a huge mistake here.
Yeah.
It's not about Republican Democrat. The Republican Party and the Democrat Party have literally switched bases.
That was
more than one or two times.
Yeah, it was in 1950.
Why? They switched bases because at some point, one group wanted to give rights to others.
Matt is killing me in this chat.
Matt said, if I let Trump grab me, he might think about you. Hey, well, listen, I've been working out doing glute work, so kind of tight. So whatever.
Let's
go.
Here's the thing I'm saying. Yeah, stop talking about platform. Stop talking about, because the real deal is neither party's doing anything for us, guys. And everybody gets mad when I say that, because then what about the system? Then I'm saying at this point, they said pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Then you look down and you realize you ain't got no boots. That's the way it's been working in America for us, right? So what we need to do is either bum rush the system, and I think Ice Cube had a good idea. I don't think he executed it very well at all, but I think he had a good idea. What am I going to get? What is my people going to get?
But at least
that you Democrat.
At least he started it, though.
I don't care that you Donald Trump. I don't care that you Joe Biden. I don't care that you've been in politics for 47 years. I don't care you've been in politics for 47 minutes. If my people get behind you, what do we get? What do we get? Businesses?
They
Do we
weren't voting
get?
that way. They're not going to vote that way. A lot of people, most people,
And that's what has to happen.
that's what happened. People were voting just to get Trump out, and then we'll say we'll put Biden in, and then we'll see what happens in the next 100 days. Maybe he'll give us something. We're not voting that way. This is not going to happen.
There's a much harder thing that needs to happen, and I'm gonna go away from Jay-Z. I'm gonna go away from all those guys. I'm gonna go with Bob Marley. I'm gonna go with the color of my eyes, right? So he said that until right, the color of your skin has no more significance than the color of your eyes. What I'm hearing in America a lot is, there's people racist against us black people. There's people racist against Mexicans. And I have always, since I was a teenager, said, as long as you can put people in groups like that, then you're also racist. And that's the problem. When you say what he's going to do for my people, I'm like, but isn't he the president for everybody?
See, no.
No, listen first. There are going to be, of course, differences, right? There's your neighborhood, there's this neighborhood, and what we're talking about is disadvantages, right? We're saying statistically in this neighborhood, they're impoverished versus this one. So this one needs more help than that one. And what I've seen, which is why I feel the way I feel about a certain party, is that they're saying that these guys are not even capable of coming out of that hole. Do you understand? I'm always going to treat them away because of who they are.
Paternalism, yeah.
And I'm like, really? Are you telling me that because I'm, born this way, right? Because I'm born this way, with this color, you can only expect but so much from me.
Yeah. Right, that's racism.
And I really feel like that's coming from a certain part, and I don't like that.
I agree with you.
And some people love it. They're like, yes, you're right. So
help me.
You're right.
So
I love you. Yes.
So I'm gonna.
You get my point.
I'm gonna answer you this way. Me and
ahead.
Patrick are of Haitian descent.
Okay.
As far as we're concerned, we better than all of y'all. First Black Republic, we got rid of all the white people. We are the best.
You kicked them out.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
You burned them up.
But yeah, we burned them. We chopped their heads off. But guess what?
I know Caribbean history, so
Yeah,
you're good.
of course you do.
You're good.
So, but guess what now? What happened now? Where are we at now? You know what happened? There are still powers that be that decide trade. There's still, which is why we talking about earlier elections matter. There are still, I was talking with Sean about that. There are still powers that be to decide where the flow of money is going to happen, where the port's going to be, where the airport's going to be built. There are still powers that be. So yes, you're 100%. You have to decide that you're not just black, you're not just whatever, you're not just Haitian, you're not just Jamaican.
Right.
But at the end of the day, they're going to say, hey, we're not going to build this $100 million resort in this nigga town.
Understood.
So guess what happened? That money of tourism doesn't go to your little town. It goes to the town where so-and-so is. And those are the type of things, until that stuff stops.
Can you make a difference in that area? Can you tell them, treat me differently?
No.
Exactly.
But what you can do.
But that's always been one of the main things for me.
But what you can do is the expectation that they're going to do for us.
Ricky,
you got to get rid of it.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of it.
Expound on that, Ricky.
Well, what I'm
Expound on that, yeah.
I know it's kind of something I say. If you spend 5 minutes with me, you're gonna hear it. It's we can make that difference. You understand? So if they tell us, you can be this, you be that, because I cannot tell you how many times I've seen this. Listen to this scenario. I'm black. I get a job at a certain company, and I have an opportunity to become a supervisor of something of the sort, make a difference. It's too much responsibility. They go through too much.
Can I answer?
Oh my gosh, I don't want to be one of those people.
Can I answer you? Because I was in that same position, and what I did is I kept moving up as far as I could.
Okay, good.
But you know what I learned?
You know you're different, right?
I don't think so.
You're different in that a lot of people.
So I just want to say,
Yeah.
you see how you were able to relate directly and have depth in your conversation because you've been through it.
Okay.
Good point.
I digress.
I like that.
Okay.
That comeback.
Okay.
I digress.
So
it was there. It was there before. It was there before.
Let me give you exactly what
Go
happened.
ahead.
So I work at. I came in with no boots. Call center job. This is in a town in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Can't get much whiter than that, just letting you know. And you can't get much more racist history than that, right? You can't get much more than that. So I get there, I work this job, answering the phone,
Tiny.
and then I move up to be a on-the-job trainer. I move up, and then I ended up managing the training department, meaning I had 7 trainers under me. I had classrooms that I was in charge of. I had a whole curriculum that I had to train the supervisors and the managers. And you know what I realized? That in that instance, I didn't get that job because I was black. I got that job because I was exceptional. But you know what else happened? I also realized there wasn't another black manager in that building for 10 years before me, and right now where we stand, there's not another black manager there either.
So, wow.
So there's both. Mm-hmm. You have to be exceptional
Yes,
for you to make the changes that you're talking about.
exactly.
But you got to get an opportunity to.
No, I know, but I'm saying that we have so many stories of those who've come before us to just give us that opportunity, and when we get it, you understand what I'm saying?
We have to take it.
We have to take it, but we're not.
We agree.
We just like, but they still have their foot on my neck. I can't.
No. That's weak. That's weak.
That's what I'm saying.
Andy
But
L.
I see it. I see it.
Andy
I
L.
see
Andy
it.
L. came up with a good question in the
I
chat.
see it.
She says, "Do you guys think that
Corinne Jean-Pierre.
newly appointed chief of staff from Harris Biden having a seat at the table will make a difference to how Caribbeans and non-whites are treated in America?"
I certainly hope so. That's all I can
It
say.
remains to be seen. We hope
It
so.
remains to be seen, but I
her
sure.
being there is a good start.
Yeah, it's a great start. I hope so.
Well, I would hope.
But,
I would hope that it does.
you know,
I think sometimes when it comes to that side, they look for boxes to kind of click to put people. I think it's
Stop
But
doing
also,
that.
also
Stop.
too,
We
also
don't know that yet.
Also
No, I
too.
know. I'm saying it's happening.
It happened before,
It
but
has-
you got to
Yes.
give him a chance. It hasn't been but 2
No,
minutes.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying that she's not awesome.
It officially started.
Yeah.
They didn't
No,
even start yet.
no, but listen. I'm not saying that she's not
Capable.
awesome. She probably is absolutely capable.
Absolutely qualified.
But what I'm saying is, her putting being in front of us is more so saying more about the party that she represents than her. She's capable, but the reason that the party themselves are saying we're going to put these people in front of you, and the reason why she's checking so many boxes is so that you have some sort of representation in this.
Is that necessarily
so you
a
feel
bad
better.
thing?
Huh?
I think
Is
too
that a bad
for.
thing?
I think too
Only if
for.
it's empty. If it's empty representation,
But we don't
it's
know
bad.
yet.
Well, I'm saying we know what
He's
happened in
hoping
the
it's
past.
not.
I'm hoping it's not. I
That's
just told
all we
you.
say.
All right, we agree then.
Yeah, we agree. I'm hoping it's
That's
not.
what we were saying.
But guys, also too, I think with Corinne Jean-Pierre, I think when people get into office, I think one of the misconceptions is that the fact that they're going to change things overnight.
And then
No,
the first
you know what I'm
day,
saying?
they're going to
Like,
solve
it's-
world
it's-
hunger.
it's-
The second day, they're going to make
right.
a base on NASA.
That's what I'm
and the
saying.
moon.
So I hope she can. I hope she can
Not
make,
everybody could be Trump. Not everybody
I
could put out, legislation immediately to stop stuff from happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can if you just use executive orders for everything
Executive
and
orders
don't work with
he's
anyone.
just writing it out. 5 today.
Now Trump, he
Oh,
was.
You know, he didn't write it.
Rip says no.
he
Rip
was-
says no.
No, Trump was Trump did stuff because of like raw, hear me raw, but not calculated.
Macho
That's my thing. It's like I like
that.
I
May
like
be the deception though.
I
in
like
his, in his
I like the
stable
boldness.
Genius.
I like the boldness.
He's a stable genius. I believe he's right about himself.
But I like the boldness. I like the fact that raw. I'm going to come here and I'm going to immediately make you see.
That's what the
I'm
Democrats
difference.
are missing, though.
But I think his strategically he was stupid. Like yes.
Okay, but do you know what he was?
No.
Yeah.
Strategically, I think that dude, you're out of office. Like strategically, it didn't work.
No,
you're saying to not
What
get
you were
the
trying
next-
to what you were trying to do didn't work.
not get the next 4 years.
Watch this.
Yeah.
Watch
No,
this.
but he had
Watch
the
this.
Senate
Very
behind
simple.
him. He had the Senate behind him.
No,
So that's
very simple. Trump would have still been president. All you had to do. Let me show you how Trump could have still been president. America, I'm here before you to tell you that we understand that COVID is a very serious thing. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that your families are safe. I understand there were some decisions made and we didn't have all the information in the beginning. But here's what we're going to do now. I just want to tell each and every American that I love them and that I understand their pain. There's some here in our office who actually have family members who were hurt by COVID, and my family has been affected by it too. I also want to say the unrest that's happening in America, that I am against white supremacy. There is no American better than the next. We are one people.
He said that several times.
He didn't say that.
Several times.
Time out, you guys.
If
Why are you interrupting the president?
no,
All you had to do.
Wait.
If he'd done that,
even
during the election,
even if he
For
was
5
lying,
minutes.
even if he was
For
lying,
5 minutes.
He did say it.
even if he was
no,
lying,
not effectively. If he had gone in there,
if he said it, if he said it,
instead of
with
saying
sugar, with salt.
no, listen.
Watch this. You know what he did say though?
What did he
if
do?
I lose to Joe Biden, I'm gonna leave the country because he's the biggest loser ever. How could I possibly lose to him?
If
That's
Trump,
what he did say.
What I'm saying is, if Trump had one little moment,
Just a moment of empathy,
of just acting, even if he didn't believe it, just act.
he would have won.
He would have won. Just act like just
that
acted.
was one of the things I loved about Trump. There was no acting.
So that's why he's stupid.
No, listen, that's okay.
That's why his strategy didn't work.
Listen, I'll take 4 years of power over 4 years of fakeness.
No, but 4 years of
Over
what?
8 years
What
of
power?
fakeness.
What power did he have?
No, I'm saying he believed in the things
Yo,
he did.
the
He
guy-
did what he believed. He did. You see, he did not play the game.
The guy
you know what
just believes my heart is
No, but
in
you
my
know
lungs.
what you're talking about, right?
And
the
he
fact that
just-
the fact that he okay, you said he was not successful because he did not get 8 years. Okay, he was not successful because
In the election that just happened, he was not successful.
right. No, but I
don't know that yet.
No, hold on. As a president, right? Kind of as one of the measures of your presidency, did you get 2 terms, right? Can we do
No,
that?
but
no.
Okay, go ahead.
Now you kind
What
of
I'm
did
saying,
that a little bit.
what I'm saying is like the election is not where it started. No,
of course not. Of course not.
So then your stupidity started from before the election.
Right.
If you know the election's coming up, and I know I'm a sleazebag, I'm going to sleazebag my way by lying to
that
you
is
the
not-
entire time.
But that's not his way, though.
well,
There's
then
a presentation.
he's not as smart as I
That's the
thought.
thing, though. That's the trade-off when you take someone who is not politically adept.
Right.
That's the trade-off.
Right.
Because a politician or someone who has held public office knows that there's a presentation that has to happen.
Right, you look people straight in the
That
eye.
has-
And lie.
And watch the flip side
know.
of that.
That's
The flip side of that.
I know.
That's what
Now,
politicians.
when you're watching Obama, Biden,
Yeah.
they have it down.
It's
they have the smile, they have the look, they have.
Listen,
the demeanor.
America, I'm in your living room with you.
But see,
feeling it.
But watch. But see that's the deception that Trump had for himself. The people need that. They need for you to present that to them. That's why preachers.
What does that say about the people?
It says what it says about.
I know,
It's always been the same.
I know.
Since the
I
dawn
know.
of time.
We need
wait a minute.
the show.
That's
Guys,
why.
the show.
That's why
Guys.
preachers have to have a certain look.
Exactly.
That's why
it happens in church.
It happens everywhere.
No, not really.
Yes, it does.
No. Sorry. Let me say which part. Let me say which part.
Let a pastor roll up on you any old way.
No. Let me say which part I'm taking a slight exception to. When it comes to a spiritual person, right? Their works can make up for their lack of look. Okay?
You have to be effective.
Right, you have to be
But
effective.
For you
right.
to be effective, you
Right.
have to get in the door. And this is just the same conversation we had. You see that job that moves up to get the super, let you start talking crazy in the
Oh,
office.
yeah. Come.
Even if you are the most capable person.
Right.
Guess what? Do you get that job?
No.
And if you do get that job and as capable as you are, start talking crazy, do you keep that job?
No. They'll find a way.
You know how I felt about Trump? Like Will Smith in that Bad Boys movie. Like when he was like, you're either incredibly smart or you're incredibly stupid. Right? I think the first half of his presidency, I'm like, yo,
He's smart.
There must be a method to this. Like this dude is smart. But I think the second half, as he was coming out, I'm like,
He had
dude,
some challenges
I'm
that
like,
no one else had.
I'm like, man, you're not that smart. Oh, here's the Trump addresses nations on mass shootings.
Shopping with their loved ones.
2019.
He shot and murdered 20 people and injured 26 others, including precious little children. Then
So what's
So no, he's condemning white supremacy there.
Yeah.
But he
Actually, I have.
so
that's the
what was
only
what
video I
mass
have on my
what
phone.
mass shooting was this?
2019. I
There's
think that
too
was
many
the
to count
that
now.
was the Walmart there in Texas.
Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
the thing is, he had an
So
opportunity now.
so he
He would have won in that debate when they said, "Hey, You denounce white supremacy. All he has to do is say, yes, I denounce it in all
Well,
its forms.
okay, so the only thing I'll say about, because I did see that as well, and I saw other people break it down.
But then he
and-
spoke directly to a white supremacist group? That's crazy.
No. What do you want me to do?
Who's this? That's with Biden. His name is Robert Byrd. He's a KKK member. Why didn't we ask Joe Biden if he...
How recent is that?
Son!
No, I'm being
Okay,
serious.
here's what I'm saying.
because
here's the thing. When you're making that point, right? You're saying like, okay,
It's okay
he's
then.
a KKK stuff too, right? He's saying like again.
No, my point is this. I'm saying they're saying Trump never.
He's saying they're holding Trump to a standard that they're
Yeah,
not
I'm saying,
Biden.
and I'm also saying,
yeah, but
I'm also saying this. You're saying Trump never said anything about white supremacy. Trump actually he actually several times said.
Did Trump speak on the shootings that happened?
From
Trump speak on-
2016,
So,
there's video of him
so-
doing that.
you-
Okay,
no, so
wait,
I'm saying-
hold
but
on,
you
hold
just-
on, hold on, hold
check
on.
this point out. Check this point out
Okay.
just on Trump's character. Since we're talking about character, which you just said, right? Would you rather a surgeon that was excellent but rude, or great with good character?
I had a urologist that was rude as hell.
How
But
did
I
make you feel?
haven't had kids in 7 years.
How did it make you feel though?
I feel great.
That was rude as hell.
Yeah, he said. Oh, funny story. I went to a urologist because I had to get a surgery done, and he said we can do the surgery one of two ways. I can either use a local anesthetic, or you can be a pussy and I'll put you to sleep. Those are his words. But when I left, I got the surgery done and I'm good.
So he read you because that's the type of stuff you like.
Yeah.
No, it's not about liking. I'm saying, can you get the
It
job?
is.
No.
It is. It
No.
is 100% about liking.
It really is.
No, it
Because
really
you
is.
have to know who you're talking to.
Yeah, you can't
You have
just
to
say that
know
to anybody.
because he could have said that. He couldn't say that to my dad.
No, but I'm saying
He
he
couldn't
didn't.
say that. He couldn't say that to Pastor John.
No, my homie, that was day one. He didn't know me.
And he figured you out.
No,
You're not easy. You're easy to figure out.
No, he didn't know me. Yeah, he didn't know me.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
Hey, he's very clear about who he is.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, we get so tied up in, oh, this person's not nice. I don't like his bedside manner. But can he do the job? And and that's what I'm saying.
It's not about that. It's about like your position. It's one thing to say, can
That's
he do the
part
job?
of your job, though.
It's the point. It's one thing to say, can you do your job? But it's one thing to be a like I can't use pathological because he's deeper than pathological liar. Like the dude, this is why I'm saying that
creates his own reality.
This is why I'm saying he's not so smart. That I thought he was smart, but he's not so smart because he can't even track his own statements 5 minutes from when he said it. Like it's terrible. Like how bad that if you are trying to lie, you're terrible at trying to do
I like
that.
a terrible liar.
You know what I'm saying?
But
but it's not that he's terrible and he's saying, oops, I lied or let me try to clean this up. This brother really believes that 5 minutes from now, what he's about to tell you is really the truth.
But I'm saying the issue
know what I'm
is
saying?
if white supremacy and racism is your that's your deal breaker. These are things that you cannot.
Yeah.
It's like I can't get a president because he's a racist. He never said anything about white supremacy. But the person that was actually a white supremacist that was hanging out with white supremacists didn't get any of that smoke.
And
that's
what makes you a hypocrite.
That just shows you
What
the
makes
IQ.
a hypocrite?
That just shows you. That just
IQ of
shows
the
you.
electorate.
You just showed to me Biden, right?
Yeah.
With
Right?
Robert Byrd.
Right.
With David Duke.
Here's the example. Here's the example with all this white supremacist guys, right? And here's Trump saying, guys, stand down and stand by. Right?
How do you know what he was speaking about? I'm telling you,
they directly
because
said-
they made mention. Are you going to denounce white supremacy
but he already did.
And then he said,
with the
who?
Proud Boys?
What group?
But he already
They,
did.
no.
Specifically the Proud Boys.
No, look at the
So-
polls.
so-
They
so
mentioned
nobody saw that as him making fun of those people.
No. He said they asked a direct question, and this is what he said. So what I'm saying is this: there's
something that's
neither
not
here or
being
there.
acknowledged there.
Neither here or there. What I'm saying is
gonna
this:
tell you what.
here's one man that you claim is racist, right? And there's another man that you claim is racist. One of them will smile you to death. He's a nice guy, right? And one of them will be like, I'm going to grab you by the pussy and I'm going to tell you how it is, right? Guess who America goes for? That's why I'm saying you're stupid.
No,
because you know that.
Here's the stupid thing.
You know that.
You're taking
Playboy.
No,
You know that.
You know what y'all remind me of? Hold up.
You
Y'all-
know
we're all
if you
Christians
just
here, right?
smile a little bit more,
You know
right?
what this reminds me of?
Even if you're...
We're all Christians and we all watch YouTube. You know people that try to catch people in accidental hand gestures and they're part of the Illuminati. Like they'll catch them in accidental hand. They're like, oh shit, he's Illuminati. They'll like draw something because that's what they were doing with Trump. everything that he said. Hey, Trump, did you play golf today? You're a racist. You did that because you're racist. I was like, but rather, and then the guy that was actually racist, made legislation, actually made laws that were racist.
Dwayne,
this is what happens with the Trump supporters.
that's a bit of an
They
exaggeration.
spend so much time making apologies.
That's
It's not apology.
You saying
He's
saying
he's not really racist.
you saying every word that Trump said, everybody was like, "You're a racist." Every word.
No, it's not every word. It's
really.
Yeah.
No. Listen to
he
this.
said, "Stand back and stand down." What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Tell me what that means in context. Somebody
Really?
define that for me. You sure he was talking about the Proud Boys? Are you absolutely certain?
Come on, let's.
This is it. We literally at the Trump rally.
Okay.
The logic is gone.
Okay, history is
and
gone. Here's what Ansy does.
So let me ask you this.
Here's what Ansy does.
Let me ask you
Ansy
this.
then
We're
comes
literally
up-
there.
You're defending Trump because you're saying black people were just getting at him because he was so racist.
My dude,
Every word.
They've been doing that since he got elected.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Y'all not,
that is the problem.
Cats aren't thinking.
You don't see that as a problem.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. Though. Yes, I'm not. Listen, I'm not the person hanging on to his every word. But you made a statement that that's what black people were doing. It's every single word. That's what black people were doing.
No.
That's a bit of that's you're exaggerating. You're exaggerating.
What I feel is being lost, especially when it comes to like by the time we get to 2020, there's been 4 years of this. That's called gaslighting. Do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Gaslighting. So if you've told me, why do you like rapists? You just love rapists all the time. Like for 4 years you've been, and I'm like, dude, what do you mean? I don't like no daggone racists. Obviously you see my life. I'm not into that stuff. 4 years, you like the racists, right? Tell me definitively, do you like racists or not? Like 4 years of this, every time you interview me, it comes up every time. By the 4th year, would you be surprised if I make some type of Yeah, I do. Yeah, I love him. Thank you so much. Now you know. I love him.
Yeah, people aren't being honest.
Would you be surprised if I made a statement like that? Because I'm like, really?
If you were a studied and studious politician, I would be surprised.
Wait, so somebody says so everybody can change, but Trump can't. Like Trump is not really how. How are we going to do that?
That's gaslighting, dude. Yeah. You said it right. You said it. Whether he's lying or not about his racism, he's answered the question over and over again. And Harris said, in this year, she said this, in the year of our Lord 2020, he has never made a statement against white supremacy.
And she was wrong.
Do you understand? When she can stand up, sit down there and say that straight, and he's there in his living room or whatever.
So here's
like, just be honest.
So this is why I really feel empathy for you right now, and for all the Trump supporters. You're telling me Trump has trouble getting his message across?
No.
Wait, slow down. You're telling me this guy Trump, who knows how to market his show, market MAGA, market his money, market his university, market his steaks, market his hotels, market his casinos, market his children, market his wives, market and make sure everything is presented in such a way that he can maximize the money and the exposure that he
Great
has.
Businessman.
He has trouble making sure that we understand his words about racism.
No.
Listen, you're not listening. That's the problem.
Listen.
You're not listening.
So wait, hold on. I've been listening for a long time.
Okay, it's not that he has problems with saying it. He's said it several times.
Yeah, he said it
in very straight language. However,
here's the funny part, right? Here's the funny part. Here's the funny part. Four Negroes.
Mass distraction.
4 Negroes trying to interpret a white man's speech. Right, like we really know what was in his heart, what he really meant that he was saying.
I know what he said. I don't
know.
So
what was he saying? What did he say?
I know. Yeah, he already did. Like when it came to white supremacy, he already denounced it. He was
because he made one statement in one time that he denounced it.
Well,
he denounced
it's a speech. You go by words.
So his speech. That he's reading that they wrote for him is actually him talking.
You think people wrote that?
So then, what are we talking about here? Nobody writes the speech. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying
if all the speech are written, so how do you know that's
because
Trump?
you can only go by what a person says and does.
That's exactly the method of why I'm saying he's stupid. Because if you could only go by words that people write for you on the screen, then your speech should have been a little bit more empathetic, have more empathy to win this election.
But you're not being
because
honest.
You're not the one because that's not your real feelings.
But you're not being honest because
but
if you're
you
telling
just
me,
said that's not his feelings.
I didn't say that. I'm saying.
So you're saying what he's reading?
This
That's
is what I'm
exactly
saying.
how he feels.
He might not even be reading.
I think how he feels is when he tweets.
Okay,
but not when he speaks.
He might not be. He might not even be reading the thing. I'm saying what I'm saying is
put that on. He was just reading. If you the very thing that you just showed me, that fake who put on.
What I'm
the
saying
very thing
is
you showed
this.
me, he was clearly reading.
People have ceased to be honest because if there's somebody saying, "Oh, he never said this," and I have instances of where he did say it, you're a liar.
I'm not saying he never said it.
Okay, so I'm saying no, but you didn't say that. I'm saying the media was running, and Kamala Harris was running with this thing that said, "Oh, he never said anything about white supremacy." He actually said it.
This is the fail. This is the Trump fail. This is the Trump supporter fail. This is the Trump election fail. This is the fail. You guys have to understand. Trump is very capable of making sure people understand what he wants them to understand.
Yeah, but
time out.
We
time
understand
out.
already.
Let me finish.
Okay, so how would you do that?
Time out.
No, let me ask you. How would you do that? Okay, so you're saying because a while ago I feel like you effectively gave a speech that would have moved America if you were Trump. So how would Trump convince America that he's not racist?
It's not even about. He doesn't even have to do that.
Okay,
he doesn't have because I don't believe he can actually. But what he has to do is speak.
He's not racist. I don't know if he's.
It's about speaking to the moment and speaking to the time we're in.
Yeah,
Did he mention Ahmaud Arbery? Did he mention Breonna Taylor by name? Did he mention the events that happened in Minnesota? Does he able to speak to that moment? And is he able to articulate what his sentiment is and what his course of action will be, whether it comes to fruition or not, concerning those events?
Wait a
so what he did say about those things is, I do not support any group of hate. I don't think this
including
is
the police beating black people's head.
Again, we're going back
any
to
group.
We're going back to this. Your election is coming up. Right?
Done.
Your election is coming up. You know your election is coming up. You know you have all these things pending, right? You're the least racist person, as you eloquently said it, right? I'm the least racist in here. You said that. You mentioned it, right?
We know exactly
you
what
know
he
your
about
election.
COVID.
You know your election's coming up.
We know exactly how he feels about COVID.
He has no problem telling people how he feels. Right. So let's get that out the way.
Thank you.
He has no problem doing that. So let's not make excuses for Trump.
No. Yeah,
Trump's a grown man. He can communicate.
Right.
I'm about to get to Biden.
But what I'm saying is this: you know your election's coming up.
Fix it.
All right. Listen, if you really want to get elected,
like Caribbean say, fix your mouth.
Right, fix it or just
fix your mouth.
Fix it just for 1 month.
Fix your mouth.
Or 2 months of campaigning, right? Just so you can win, because you know mentally people need hope, right?
Fix your mouth.
Even if you're a dirtbag, even dirtbags in the past,
fix
what do?
mouth.
They sell you hope, even though they're dirtbags, right?
Okay.
So if from a strategy point of view, in terms of him, like, okay, I need to win this election.
Fix your mouth.
Fix your mouth, right? Then you might win it. But that's why I'm saying that I thought from the beginning, I'm like, oh man, he might be really smart of how he's doing it. You see how he's
Trump
doing that?
is the most televised person in the world.
But then towards the end of it, I'm like, oh shit, he ain't really that smart because he don't know to do this. Because at the end of the day, let me just say this, man. People, listen, no matter how much you think you're power and you have all this, and I probably said this before to somebody, right? People are gonna go with who they like. This is what the election boiled down to. No, sorry. Let me say that the majority of people will go with who they like. It's not stupid.
It is stupid.
Because let me tell you something right now.
Very stupid.
You can talk to me about, let's bring this to what you feel strongly about, that you battle people all the time. Christianity, right?
Right.
If you come with me all this Christianity thing, right? Listen, man, if I don't have no thought or care about you, I am not going to care what you got to say.
No, but that's
Point blank is, at the end of the day, people got to like you.
No.
No, yes, it is.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
I could tell you that right now. People have to like, before they can listen to what you say.
All right.
No. Before they can listen to what you say.
In order to vote for you.
Before they can listen to what you say, they got to know that you care. They got to know, even if you're faking.
That's that TBN stuff.
No, but there's a method to it.
Okay.
Even if you're faking.
Okay.
I can go to a room and I could win more people over than you can.
You don't. I don't.
That's
it's not
a
about
fact.
winning people over.
But that's where you miss it.
No, that's where
that's
y'all
where
missing
no,
it.
that's where you miss it.
Bible doesn't say- where does the Bible say
I'm
you
not
have to
talking
like
about the Bible, bro.
Did you just say,
Bro,
did you just
I'm
say
not talking
Christianity?
about. I'm not talking about the Bible. I'm talking about if you're trying to tell me
Convince
a
somebody of
message
something.
Yeah.
and convince me a message.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
If you're trying to convince me and come to me with a message, Dwayne. Before when I met you, right? When I first met you,
Right.
outside of you telling me anything,
Yeah.
the first interaction and the first couple of seconds was like, oh, he's a cool dude, son. I could rock with that. So therefore now my ears are open
Okay.
to
But
it.
if
If you
was
came on
opposite-
some whole other vibe, I'm like, man, fuck this nigga.
Yeah. Here's the.
That's how it would have been.
Yeah. Here's
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Strategic wise,
Okay, I can
your
accept that.
approach to a relationship
that.
with people. That's why Trump lost. You have no relational skills with people.
Okay.
You
Or
don't,
the
you,
media.
You don't have a balance. Yes, you can be rough. Yes, you can be tough.
Okay.
But there's a point where you got to be like,
To
you know
an
what?
end.
You know what? I got to do this right now.
So what
I
I-
can't be this person right now.
I could agree
And
with
then you could go back, and then you have to have the balance.
Okay,
somebody
so
asked a
if you're
question
just
before
if you're
I
just
need- no,
all the
don't
way
go-
this,
Don't go to anything else just yet. I
no,
want.
what I'm saying is, if you're just all the way left, I'm making it personal because when I met you,
Yeah.
if you're just all the way left, there is no way we'd be having this conversation right now.
No, it's cool. I want you to finish. Just let me know when.
I'm just saying, like that first interaction, that first human balance and social skills, you have to have.
Okay.
You have to have in order to win
very
people over.
important.
If you can't win me over, you don't have my ears.
So I hear your point. So
Right.
are you good?
Go ahead.
Okay. Here's the problem with that. We're so worried about. Oh, I don't like the way this he's not. He's kind of rough around the edges. I really don't like him. I really don't like him like that. So I'm not going to vote for him. As if what that person doesn't matter, and that's why you lose because you're worried. So it's like, oh, we really liked Bill Clinton. We really liked that guy. He played saxophone on the Arsenio Hall show.
He's not wrong with saxophone, yo.
Hold on. He's a very likable guy. But when it came to black folks, we kind of got the raw end of the deal. Why? Because we weren't paying attention. We're paying attention to, we like you. We have to like you. And that's not the case. When it comes to what I'm telling you that might be truthful, that might be a bit hard, and which is a reason why a lot of, speaking from a Christian standpoint, a lot of pastors are afraid to actually say what's actually in there because people are like, oh, it's bad. He's speaking about me.
I gotta
when it's
answer-
actually, you can't answer for me because I answer
No,
for
go
myself.
ahead. Go ahead. Go. Mhm.
So he's like, we can't say that because it's wrong or it hurts us.
All right, Bill Clinton did get elected twice though.
So
See, that's the
that wasn't because of policy.
That's because he
You
played
think
the
he-
saxophone.
you think he
that's
won?
the fail?
Yeah.
People still gotta like you.
No.
You can have all your ideals. You can have all of your
You like him, but you get nothing.
They gotta get
Failure.
in for them to do something.
No, he didn't do anything. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, you have to. I'm saying this. If you don't do it, fact check it. If you just go look up, listen, man. Even if you're lying, bro, I'm not deeming somebody. I'm not saying that your character have to be this and you have to be upright. Because you know what? Quite frankly, I don't know. I don't know if you're upright or not. I can't make
Only
that
God
decision.
knows.
Right.
Only God knows. But what I'm saying is, if you are in office, if you're trying to win something.
Okay.
Right?
Smile.
You have to have a little bit
Tell people you
more,
care.
higher IQ to understand how people think, how people feel, to be able to say, like, you know what? They don't need this type of Trump right now. They need this one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then be able to bring those two together. Then you might be able to
And I think
win.
Trump misplayed his hand. Somebody asked in the chat, I think it's Arnie, does he able to control the media? He was. At one point in the first election, at one point, my kid was 4 years old at that point, and he saw the president. He saw Trump so much that he automatically believed he was already the president.
Okay.
That's what a lot of people believe because he was on television.
But that's
24 hours. Let me finish.
No, go ahead.
So he was able to spin that into a place where he beat all these other Republican candidates.
Right.
He was able to spin that to a place where literally he got the interviews he wanted to get.
Mm-hmm.
He sat down with who he wanted to speak. So when those same people who support and tell me that he's not able to get the message out because of the media, or he's not able to get the message out because, they're manipulating what he says, it drives me crazy. because literally he manipulated the media to get what he wanted. And now for him to speak on issues that matter to many of us, he has no power now to talk to them.
I understand, but if you will recall, a lot of I saw Trump on news or whatever at that time during the election, right? That first election, it was actually bad things. It was negative.
It was incredible stuff. I can't believe this.
Right. They were like, oh my gosh. So he was actually not being charming and nice and I love these people.
Then,
and
do you remember?
So it's worked against him in the long run, in other words.
But remember,
so he's not changed anything.
No, but remember, he was able to choose the interviews
am I right?
he wanted.
No, I understand, but it's because they're trying to hear all these things.
We got like 1 minute left.
Oh,
right.
Wow. I'm sorry.
It's just been so wonderful with all the
Awesome.
everybody
We're not even
chiming
talking
in
about the new president.
Listen,
Tell me your thoughts.
Listen,
Dwayne.
we have to have another podcast. There's so many responses and answers in here. I'm loving it.
Women. We need women on the show.
It's great.
women,
we need women, so we're inviting women. All of y'all that are there, we're inviting y'all to the next one.
We have plenty of spots.
All right, we have plenty of spots.
I'm willing to give my seat up.
And there's so many answers. Man, I can't go through all of this. It's a lot, but. Thank you guys for joining us, man. And it really made it fun to give us some perspective. And thank you, everybody. Thank you that we're able to sit here and have a discussion, right? And not get out of hand and listen to each other's perspective, and with some soundness to it.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even though we have 2 Trump supporters, you know what I'm saying?
You mean
losers.
There you go.
Yo, with that being said, we out on Uninvited Podcast, y'all.
Deuces.
All right, peace.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace out. Very nice. Very nice. No, but I mean...